Welcome to Domain and Range with Nathan. To define the domain of these coordinate points, you take the first of every number. And you get 2, 3, 4, and 6. You don't need to write the 2 since it's already here. To find the range, you take the second and you get -3, -1, 3, and 6. And to find the domain of this equation, you put the first term down here, the third term here, and the middle term down here. And you want to have them so they multiply up to this term, and add to this term. So you get x and x, and you get -2 and 1, since those multiply up to that, and you get -2x plus 1x, and you get -x. And once you do that, you take the cross of the number and you get x plus 1, and you also get x minus 2. You set these equal to 0, so you get x plus 1 equals 0, so you minus that, and x equals -1, and you do this side, you get x minus 2 equals 0 plus the 2, and you get x equals 2 also, and that is the domain of this equation. Domain is all the x values that the function crosses, and range is all the y values that the function crosses.
This is factoring in Algebra 1. So, this is a quadratic equation. And when you factor a quadratic equation, you get what are called the roots of a function. And these are also known as the x-intercepts. And with these points, you can determine where the function crosses the x-axis. So, the first step into factoring is to see what the coefficient of this number is, the second term of the quadratic equation. In this case, it's -1. And what you have to do is you have to see which two numbers add to get -1 and multiply to equal -2. And in this case, the two numbers that would fit the description are +1 and -2. So to rewrite this quadratic equation, it would look like and so the x-intercepts of this function are at -1 and +2. And you can get these by setting this thing and this thing equal to 0. So first, x plus 1 is equal to 0. And then you solve for x, and you get x is equal to -1. And then you set this one, x minus 2 is equal to 0. And you get x is equal to 2. And these are the zeros of this quadratic equation. So, slope in Algebra 1. To find the slope from 2 points on the coordinate plane, there's a formula that uses the two points. And you have to do y2, which means the second y value of a point, and subtract it from the first y value, and then divide it by the second x value, and subtract it from the first x value. And so, what this would look like is 2 minus 1, because this is y2, this is y1, and 2 minus 1, and the bottom would be 4 minus 2. And so the slope would be 1/2. And you get the equation of 1/2 x plus b. To get what the value of b is, you have to plug in one of the points and solve for b. So So in this case, the b value is equal to 0, which means that this line would go through the origin. And this line would look like something like this. And that is how to find the slope of a line and to find the equation of a line. And another easy way to remember what the slope is rise over run.
Variation. Some key phrases with variation are f varies directly as x means f equals k times x. F varies strongly as x and y means f equals k times x times y. And f varies inversely as x means f equals k over x. Some key points to know is that directly variation means multiply, inverse variation means to divide, and it's important to know that k is always on top no matter the equation. Thank you.
Okay, this is statistics. Some key things you know is mean, which is the average. And to find the average, you add all your values and divide it by the number of values you have. Mode is the most frequent number. Median is the middle number. Okay, to find z equals data point minus mean over the standard deviation. Standard deviation equals the square root of variance, and variance equals every number minus the mean. So you take every number and subtract the mean from it and square it. So for each number, you do that. And then you average all the numbers you get after you square them when you subtract it from the mean. Done. To do this on a calculator, create a new document, add list and spreadsheet, enter all your numbers, and press menu 411.
Go.
Welcome to Roots with Nathan. To do the first one, you since it's a square root, you find two numbers and you can take, that's what they times up to get the square root. So you get 8 and 8, and since there's two of them, you can take it out and you just get 8. That's the answer. For this one, since there's a 3 here, you need 3 numbers to go to the outside. So you get 9 and 3, and 9 goes to 3 and 3. And since there's 3 3s, you get 3. And that is how you do roots. And for a problem that doesn't have a simple answer, you have to still get the 2 of the numbers, but you leave the rest in. So for this, you get 6 and 4. This goes to 2 and 2. And here's your 2 numbers. So you bring those to the outside. And since 6 is 3 and 2, there's not 2 numbers that equal each other, so you have to keep that in there. You get 2, 6.
Go.
So this is how you find the equation of a line. There's 2 different ways to show that. Slope-intercept form and point-slope form. The slope-intercept form, you do y equals mx plus b. M stands for slope, and b stands for the y-intercept. The other way to show this is point-slope form, where you do y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. For this, say the point of your graph is 3, 3. So you do y minus 3 equals whatever your slope is, x minus 3.
Go.
So if you're solving a system of equations, 2 equals 2, that's true. So the solution is all real numbers. But here, 2 does not equal 3. So there's no solution. A graph that looks like this is a positive linear equation. A graph that looks like this is a negative linear equation, since it's going down. A graph like this is a positive quadratic equation, since both ends are pointing up. This is a negative quadratic equation, because it's pointing down. And then this is 0, since it's just a straight line. When doing a system of equalities, if it is greater than, you graph the line using a dashed line and shade above it. If it's greater than or equal to, you do a line without a dash and shade above it. If it is less than, you do a dotted line with the shading below it. And if it's less than or equal to, then you do a not dotted line with the shading below it.